Welcome back from the break. Now, before the break, we were talking about the leap motion and motion-based gaming and interacting, really engaging with electronic devices. Now, last week, we went to a press event by Microsoft, and we learned about two really cool projects. Now, David, tell us more about that.
We checked out two really cool games, Project Spark and Kinect Sports Rivals. Let's take a look at Project Spark, which is a game that lets you create games and play games. Let's take a look.
Canvas that we've created at Team Dakota, where creators play and players create. So we try to balance both of those aspects of the game, making stuff that's actually fun to play and making it fun to make stuff. There we go. The first thing we're going to see is a fly-through of the level that people have created, sort of showcase off some of the art and the level design.
That's why we have the narration going through as well, because people get a better look at your face and your glasses. So it gives you shorter.
Is that like a tool built in? Like here's a camera project,
Yep.
just control where you want to go?
Yep.
It is a champion.
So here we go. Here's the controls. A shoots the ball, left and right trigger for the paddles. Here we go. It's a magic wand that people have used as the pinball spring. Oops, I didn't pull it all the way back. There we go. Oh, geez. Click the bell. So, yep, it's pinball. This was created just using the default gravity of this ball rolling around and the Spark physics engine.
Now does the physics engine work the rotation of objects based on certain buttons? That's all part of the physics engine?
Well, to rotate based on buttons, so we can position things in the world, independent of physics as well. So you can, place things exactly where you want in edit mode. And then once we pop into play mode, then the physics engine will kick in.
Now, that was really cool. It really give you a great idea about how Project Spark works and allows you to create realistic games. Now, we saw a demo of pinball over there. A lot of people are playing this really cool game out that's called Flappy Bird. We have a nice demo of that. Let's show how that works.
Play with controller, keyboard, or touchscreen. Version 4.1. Discover what the bird feels like with the first-person camera. Oh, God. Whoa.
Same frustration. So you can have the camera automatically pan towards the right to have the character automatically pan towards the right.
Yep.
Will those types be custom or are they just developed?
I wonder what those pipes would be made of. I'm guessing what they did was use the cylinder, just a basic cylinder as the base of the pipe, and then use a ring as sort of the lip of it.
There's no way to create like custom stuff, and custom stuff you see is cobbled together from other stuff in the game.
Right. Yep.
You're using your imagination to put whatever together.
Exactly.
Now with collisions, when it hits something, is that one of the programming when collide with a certain object?
Yep. So there's the word is going to be bump. So we say when bump, then you can give it either like a class of object, like enemy, or when bump, and then a specific object. So if we want to say like, oh, that was really interesting, now we can go into edit mode, and we can start remixing this level.
So everyone's level is open to anyone to be remixed.
Yep. So I can go edit prompts. Let's take a look at the bird brain. Bumper brain. So this is what the Flappy Bird brain looks like. So he's saying when bump terrain or bump any object. Do kill. And start Taurus, switch page 1. So I guess that thing is the bird spawner. But it's actually a pretty simple brain it looks like on this thing. So he's saying global camera bird equals true, first person camera without controls, transition between. And always, so if there's nothing entered on the one side, it does that all the time, yeah. So always move north.
So that was an idea of the different kinds of games you can make. There's almost no limits to what you can make. Some people made pinball, Flappy Bird. There's no vehicles in the game, but some people still try to make cars and planes and different things, because you can just use the different tasks, like when something happens, do the following, or use the different objects that they've given you, so that you can create really whatever you want. Now, we also had a little chat with one of the developers of Project Spark. Let's take a look at that. With Spark, right now it's in a private beta.
Right.
What are we looking for in future steps? Is it going to go public beta, then release, and be a paid game? What is that?
So we haven't announced our release plans just yet, so you're going to have to stay tuned on that one.
Now, also for the worlds that are being created, could you explain to the viewers how the creation, like, a brief overview of how the creation works and how the sharing of that creation is going to work?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a couple different ways to create content in Project Spark. The first one is one that you'll see immediately when you jump into the game for the very first time, and it's called Crossroads. And that experience is basically a choose-your-own-adventure type of game. So we'll ask you a series of questions, and based on your answers to those questions, we're going to generate a game for you automatically, something that we hope is going to be fun for people to play. Once you're sort of comfortable with that guided experience, then we're going to drop you into the more advanced creation tools. And we really have a full-featured, powerful set of tools to create anything you can imagine. Things from building terrain and painting terrain, adding props into the game and changing their behavior, changing the color of things, even recording yourself using the Kinect camera.
Now you say it has a lot of features, right? But so what are some of the limitations that you have for people who are actually making their own worlds? Are there any limitations imposed on open games?
Sure. Based on the necessity of it being a computer software system, there's going to be some limitations. So worlds right now are 5 kilometers by 5 kilometers, which is a pretty big level size to be able to run around in that we found. There's also a limit on the number of props you can drop into the world, number of audio effects you can drop into the world. But other than that, you're really only limited to the types of things you can make by your imagination.
And now that was Project Spark, and it's really cool because it allows users to create their own games and even play their own games and share them with others, so others can remix their games as well. The second thing that we looked at the Microsoft event was Kinect Sports Rivals, and that's a really cool thing. It's a third iteration of Microsoft Kinect Sports Rivals, and it really makes users engage much more, have a much more interactive experience with the gameplay. Now, we have a really great clip about champion creation, about creating the champion, which you interact with throughout the entire gameplay. So let's take a look at that.
Okay, so you're in the right space. So if you just face the sensor and raise your hand, there we go. So what's the sensor's doing now is it's taking your basic measurements, your height, your shoulder width, the width of your waist to get your basic proportions. So there we go. Stand at the side.
That's great. Now watch as the pixels work.
Perfect. So it's crunching that, getting your basic shape together. Now what we're going to do is we can select either a junior champion or adult champion. I think you probably want adult for this one. So if you just hold your hand out front, and so the gesture is a push gesture, like a button, and back. There we go. Now you can choose your gender. There we are. Okay, so now we got your basic body together, so you can actually move around in this spot. It's a free form moving, and actually even just in this kind of rough pixelization, you can see what the camera can actually see now and do. So you got hand bone rotation, legs, and yeah. So this is stuff that we just didn't have the capability of doing. We didn't have the right data. So whenever you're ready, come have a seat on the stool here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a detailed scan of your face. See if we're in the right spot here. We should be. Yeah, we're in the right spot.
Your head is already in the ideal
Perfect.
position. Make sure you're comfortable. Getting your facial features just right can take a little while.
Hi. Sorry.
Raise your hand and the pixels will start to gather in
Okay, so just raise your hand above your head. Yeah, just for a second. Put it down. Yeah.
Glasses for a while here. Don't worry, I'll talk you through the next steps. Spot on. Now turn your head to line up the beams of light. First to the left, then
There we
to the
go.
right.
Perfect. Back to the
Left
center.
and right sides done and dusted.
You want to tilt back.
To line up these beams of light,
There we go.
you need to
And down.
tilt your head. First up.
So what we're doing on here is, I said, we're looking at the shape of your face, your facial features. We're scanning the color of your skin, your hair volume, your hair color. So we're looking at lots of different data here. So now it's crunched it all together. So now your face, you can see it's gone from a generic mouse to more of yours. So you can actually, you're in control of it here as well. You can open your mouth.
Frown. Open your mouth. Let's see it in action. When you're
Yeah.
ready, take a step back.
Got all sorts of little Easter eggs in here as well. But stand back and we'll see how we did. So this is a great baseline for us to get an avatar together. You know, it will give us the essence of you, and then we apply our art style to it as well. So it'll be a champion version of you, a
So
heroic.
basically, you're making an athletic version of it.
Yeah, heroic version. Yes, I'm was okay with that too. So here we go. You're coming together. Yeah, skin tone looks like we got the skin tones a little bit darker than it should be. We'll see as it comes through. These are things we can always tweak up. But there you are. I got your glasses, and I think it did fairly well with your hair as well. I think you might be a little bit
Come back
dark, but I can.
Now that was really exciting. I love to see that heroic version of me in person.
Yeah.
But we also got to do a lot of other cool things and actually
Right.
play some of the games. I got to play 3 of the games, and we got to get a really nice interview with Drew as well,
Yeah.
talking about the types
Sure.
of games that they brought back. And like I mentioned before, that this is the 3rd iteration of Kinect Sports Rivals that Microsoft has bought out, and it really takes advantage of the new Kinect camera and the Xbox One.
And even with the new iteration, they've brought back some of the classic games such as bowling and
Yeah.
tennis, but then they even include some games that are a bit unconventional, such as rock climbing, wakeboarding. And you
Exactly.
can't really imagine what rock climbing would be like with Kinect because you can't climb anything. But it's cool because you actually can just move your arms and it grabs rocks. You can even pull people off the wall, which is pretty cool as well.
That was really cool. And when I was playing it, I thought it was really interactive and really
Yeah.
engaging. It was bringing sports right into the living room.
And also, it's the fact that the Kinect sensor is now so much more accurate.
Exactly.
So they can track things like closing your hand or track like moving things around. So that's a really important feature.
One of the things I really liked, we were playing tennis,
Yeah.
and I was playing with Drew. I could actually
Right.
spin on the actual ball.
You can do that.
Yeah.
So now stay with us after the break and we check in something Project Kodu, where it's the base of Project Spark. See you after the break.